kind of amazing, isn't it? Just a few years back, drag and drop felt like the cutting edge.
Right.
And now AI isn't just, another tool. It's acting like a collaborator in design.
It really is.
So today, we're doing a deep dive into how artificial intelligence is, really shaking up UI UX design, changing it fundamentally.
And it's a shift that goes way beyond just the software itself. It's making us rethink what creative work even looks like.
Definitely.
For this deep dive, we've gone through quite a few articles, some research too, to give you a clear picture.
Yeah, the goal here is to break down AI's impact on UI UX, what's happening now, the key things to take away, and maybe what's coming next.
Exactly, without getting lost in all the super technical jargon.
We want to give you that solid understanding whether you're deep in design work, just love tech, or are plain curious about where things are heading.
It is fascinating stuff.
And the speed. I saw one report suggesting AI could boost design productivity by, over 70%? That's huge.
Oh, absolutely. That kind of speed has to change how things are done.
It has to.
But what's really key here, I think, is that it's not just about speed. It's about a fundamental change in where designers put their energy and skills.
Okay, so let's dig into that, this core change. What are the practical things AI is actually doing in UI UX right now to cause such a stir?
Well, fundamentally, AI is proving really good at tackling those routine, time-consuming tasks, the manual stuff.
Like what specifically?
Things like creating initial wireframes, getting first-pass prototypes together, even organizing all the layers in a design file. AI can take a big chunk of that off a designer's plate.
We saw some numbers on that, didn't we? Pretty striking.
Yeah.
Like Figma users apparently seeing prototyping speed up by about 40%, and Adobe Firefly boosting productivity by nearly 75% just by generating assets with AI. Those aren't small jumps.
Not at all. They're substantial. Think about it. Teams can iterate on way more ideas in the same amount of time.
Which could lead to maybe more innovative stuff, things they couldn't try before.
Exactly. And it's not just the speed boost. These AI tools can now generate specific design elements if you ask them to.
Right.
They can suggest layouts based on, good design principles. They can adjust colors, typography, keep things looking consistent, even duplicate components intelligently, understanding the context. It's basically learning patterns from data and applying them.
So if AI is handling more of the, let's call it execution work, what happens to the designer's role? Does AI just take over the creative side?
No, not really. That's not what we're seeing. It's more of an evolution.
Okay.
Designers are moving away from being primarily focused on the technical side of putting pixels on a screen
And shifting towards
a more strategic, creative director kind of role, focusing on the what and the why of the design.
So the big picture thinking, the problem solving, understanding the user.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's still the human domain.
Absolutely. That's where human ingenuity shines, developing the creative strategy, tackling those really complex problems that need nuance.
Communication too, I bet, with clients, developers.
Exactly. And making those critical judgment calls that algorithms just, can't.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like AI clears the underbrush so humans can see the forest, creatively speaking.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Now, you also mentioned AI is transforming the actual user experience. How's it doing that?
Personalization is a huge one. AI algorithms can crunch massive amounts of data on how people interact with a product.
Okay.
And then use that insight to create interfaces that adapt to individual users. Tailored experiences.
Right, we see that constantly. Netflix knowing what shows you might binge next, Amazon suggesting things you didn't know you needed.
Exactly. That's AI doing its thing, but it goes further.
How so?
Accessibility. AI can drive dynamic adjustments to make things easier to use.
Oh, interesting. Like
automatically switching to dark mode if it's dark around you, adjusting font sizes for better readability, even changing the layout in real time for different needs.
That's brilliant. Making tech work better for everyone.
It is. And then there's this idea of predictive user experience.
Sounds intriguing. What's that?
That's AI trying to anticipate what you, the user, might want to do next based on your past actions.
So like predictive text, but for the whole interface.
Kind of. Think predictive search finishing your query. Smart suggestions guiding you. Intelligent notifications popping up at just the right moment. It's about making things feel smoother, more intuitive.
Almost like it's reading your mind.
Well, maybe not reading your mind, but anticipating your needs. And it's getting more advanced.
Yeah.
Some systems are exploring emotion recognition using facial cues or sentiment analysis from text.
To understand how you're feeling.
Potentially, yes. And then maybe the UI could adapt based on that emotional state.
Wow. That's pretty advanced stuff. Okay, let's pivot a bit. Can we talk about some of the specific AI tools designers are actually using? We looked at a few key ones.
Sure. These really show AI in action in UI UX. Take Figma.
Everyone knows Figma.
Right. So beyond its usual features, they're playing with text-to-design capabilities, automating layer organization, which can be a real headache.
Definitely.
Smart layouts, AI design recommendations, and they're apparently working on an AI app maker. You'd use text prompts, maybe existing Figma files, and it helps build apps.
That could seriously speed up those early stages. What about Adobe Firefly?
Firefly's big strength is generating assets, vector graphics, textures. You give it a text prompt and it creates visual elements, a huge time saver.
And UX Pin, their AI angle.
UX Pin is focused on smoothing out the designer-developer handoff. They've got AI suggestions and an AI component creator that can build elements from text descriptions.
Imagine AI not just suggesting things, but generating actual code from the design.
Exactly, bridging that gap.
Okay, Zard sounds really interesting. You mentioned it makes UI UX more accessible for non-designers.
Yeah, Zard is great for democratizing that initial design phase. Even if you don't have design training, you can generate UI from text. Yeah. Or turn sketches, even screenshots, into editable designs. Their Auto Designer 2.0 can generate whole screens, projects, themes really fast, plus tools for text, themes, even heat maps, great for quick visualization.
So someone with an idea, but maybe not the design chops, could use Zard to get something visual quickly.
Exactly. Helps them communicate ideas visually, iterate faster.
Cool. Then there's Framer. Seems like it lives between design and development.
Right. Framer lets you generate websites from prompts, build interactive prototypes. It's got a visual interface, drag and drop, real-time collaboration.
I heard the initial AI output can sometimes be a bit generic.
That's fair. It might give you a standard starting point, but
it's a functional starting point, right?
Yeah.
Saves building from absolute scratch.
Precisely. It gives you that framework quickly, then you apply your expertise to customize and refine it.
Gotcha. And Galileo AI.
Galileo focuses specifically on wireframing from text prompts. It generates editable, high-quality wireframes and applies solid design principles automatically.
Okay, so looking at all these tools, it really feels like the early stages of design concepts, early prototypes could become almost instantaneous.
That idea of prototyping as a service, driven by AI, feels much closer now.
Yeah, it's a big shift from crafting every single element by hand.
Definitely.
It sounds like knowing how to talk to these AI tools, prompt engineering, is going to be a super important skill.
Absolutely critical. And as more people can use these tools, thanks to AI lowering the barrier, the market for creative software is expected to grow a lot. No, maybe even quadruple.
Wow. Okay, this all sounds incredibly powerful. Let's shift focus slightly to the human element, this evolving relationship between designers and AI. It feels less like replacement, more like partnership.
That's exactly the right word. Partnership.
Yep.
Or augmentation. Studies keep showing the biggest wins happen when human skills and AI capabilities work together.
Complementary skills.
Right. Leveraging AI to enhance human judgment, creativity, strategic thinking.
So AI handles the grunt work, the repetitive stuff, freeing up designers for the more strategic, creative parts.
Precisely. AI does the initial drafts, crunches the data. Designers focus on refining, complex problem solving, communication, those nuanced decisions.
Like a force multiplier for human creativity.
Yeah, I like that. A force multiplier. Helping overcome blocks, explore new directions, maybe even guiding AI through design possibilities and then curating the best outcomes.
But just dropping AI tools into a company isn't enough, is it? Doesn't guarantee success.
Oh, definitely not. As they say, amazing tech alone isn't enough. Organizations need to adapt too.
How so?
Rethinking team structures, maybe giving people new responsibilities, redesigning workflows to actually use the AI effectively, fostering a culture of learning, experimenting.
So it's organizational change, cultural change, as much as technological change.
Exactly. Companies need to invest in training, redefine roles, build trust, create an environment where AI is seen as a helper, not a threat.
Okay. And we looked at a breakdown of how human versus AI roles are shaking out right now in the design process, didn't we?
Yeah, it's helpful to see it side by side.
So for layouts, AI generates options. Humans refine strategically.
Correct. For colors, AI suggests palettes. Humans align them with the brand, the emotion needed.
Component design. AI prototypes quickly. Humans optimize the actual user experience.
For big design decisions, AI gives data insights. Humans bring context and creativity.
Repetitive tasks, AI automates. humans focus strategically. Data analysis, AI processes, humans interpret and decide.
Right. Prototyping. AI generates fast, humans test, refine, get feedback. That loop is crucial.
Brand alignment. AI can do basic personalization, apply styles, but humans ensure the authentic voice, the personality.
Exactly. And optimizing the overall user experience. AI spots basic issues, maybe helps personalize, but humans bring the deep user understanding, the empathy, solve the really tricky problems.
On high levels, a strategy, storytelling, nuance that's still firmly human territory.
Absolutely. And crucially, empathy, understanding and connecting with users emotionally. That's purely human. AI can't do that.
So it really is a partnership, different strengths. It sounds like the designer becomes less of a hands-on creator, more of a curator, an editor of AI ideas.
That's a great way to put it. A curator, a refiner, which means new skills are needed.
Like prompt engineering, we mentioned that.
Yes, and critically evaluating AI output, knowing what's good, what's not, what needs that human touch, the emotional resonance, the brand personality.
So the value shifts from just manual skill to strategic direction, taste, judgment.
Precisely. And this is creating new roles, demanding new skill sets, things like AI model training, maybe AI art direction, and a renewed focus on human-centered design principles to guide the AI.
Skills like interaction design, systems thinking, visual communication, they become even more valuable when you know how to blend them with AI.
Exactly. Designers are becoming, in a way, AI specialists, blending creativity with AI efficiency to create really cutting-edge experiences.
So for designers listening, the key is embracing this AI literacy, finding that sweet spot between human creativity and AI power.
That's the message. Continuous learning, adaptation, it's essential. Educational programs need to foster these hybrid skills: prompting, evaluation, ethics, strategic integration.
Because a designer's future value is more about orchestrating AI, not just doing the manual work.
Well said. That's the direction things are heading.
Looking even further ahead now, what are some of the really advanced possibilities? Where could AI take UI UX next?
Oh, the potential is huge. We're talking about interfaces way beyond static screens. Imagine UIs that adapt to your emotional state in real time.
Detected through facial cues, biometrics.
Potentially, yeah. It sounds futuristic, but it's becoming more feasible.
Wow.
We're also seeing big leaps in natural language processing, making it easier to just tell design tools what you want, like generating elements just by describing them.
Like the UX pin example.
Exactly. And then there's generative UI or Gen UI. That's more aimed at developers.
Right.
Using AI and data to create personalized apps, personalized analytics, interpreting user intent, contexts like location or time to show the most relevant interface dynamically.
We heard about something called the C1 API for that.
Yeah, that's an example where developers can use prompts to design interfaces on the fly, generating actual code components, buttons, forms, etc., streamlining development.
And multimodal AI, that sounds complex.
It just means AI that can handle different types of data seamlessly: text, audio, images, video, all in real time. Think GPT-4o and beyond.
How does that change UI UX?
It could completely change how we interact with interfaces, open up new ways for creative testing, predictive analytics, making everything much more integrated.
It really sounds like those lines between design and development are blurring significantly.
They absolutely are. With Gen UI generating code, designers influence dynamic interfaces, developers leverage AI for UI generation. It forces collaboration.
So designers need some dev understanding, developers need some design sense.
Exactly. More cross-disciplinary understanding is needed. That traditional design handoff. It might become more of a fluid co-creation process.
With AI as the common language, maybe?
Potentially. Imagine interfaces adapting not just to users, but automatically to design systems in real time. And remember that market growth prediction, quadrupling, it's driven by this potential.
What about AR and VR? Immersive stuff.
AI is huge there too. Enhancing 3D interfaces, augmented reality. Think AI-powered object recognition in AR.
Smart overlays giving you info.
Right. Adaptive AR interfaces responding to your environment. As we move beyond flat screens, AI is key for generating visuals, adapting immersive environments, personalizing them.
So designers need skills in spatial computing, 3D modeling.
Increasingly, yes. With AI helping prototype and personalize these mixed reality experiences.
It's an even longer term, say, the next few years.
Well, within maybe a year or two, AI co-design could be common. AI offering real-time layout suggestions, like a second opinion, and getting much better at auto-adapting designs to existing systems.
And further out, 5 years maybe?
Some predict highly automated business operations. Small businesses might rely heavily on AI for branding, marketing,
leaving human designers to focus purely on the high-level strategy. Storytelling.
That seems to be the trajectory. The organizations that figure out this human-AI collaboration effectively, they'll have a massive advantage.
So it's about harnessing AI's speed and scale.
While amplifying human creativity, empathy, strategy, companies need to invest in the tech, yes, but also the data infrastructure, and crucially, training their people to work with AI.
Okay, so wrapping this up, AI in UI UX isn't just a minor update, it's a genuine transformation.
Absolutely. It brings amazing new capabilities, huge efficiencies.
And understanding its potential, its limits, how to partner with it, that's going to be essential for anyone in this space.
Couldn't agree more. The future isn't humans versus AI, it's humans and AI working together. That synergy is where the real power lies.
So here's a final thought for you to chew on. As this human-AI partnership gets deeper, how will it actually redefine creativity itself? What will design even mean in the years to come? Something to think about.